one of the journeys that I've made over the last 4 years has been a transition from hustler to leader. Making money was never my problem, likely isn't yours, but making money in a way that sets your soul on fire is the key to unlocking the next layer of leadership in your life and business. So easy for us to spend 10, 12, 14-hour days building our business of passion. Yet what happens in that pursuit is we often sacrifice everything else around us in the pursuit of building this business and then label that as I'm doing it for my family. And I know that was me, this selfish pursuit of like being fueled and fed by the validation, recognition, the praise, the accolade, the numbers, the revenue, like all of that stuff to essentially for my ego or my inner child to feel worthy in the world. And this is what happens with a lot of people is like we place a lot of importance on the external accolade and less importance on the internal feeling. And my journey from hustler to leader has more so been, how do I lead from what feels good in my heart, in my gut, in my soul, and build a business that's internally outward built so that I find out what my values are. What is it that is my mission? What's my calling? What's my purpose? In this season of life, at least, what is it that I'm called to do? And then trust that. Because often what would happen is like a little voice would pop in my mind and say, hey, this doesn't feel right. This is not aligned. This isn't you. And we can portray this version of ourselves into the world. But sooner rather than later, that's going to cost us energetically. And so the transition from hustler to leader really comes down to number one, having the ability to sit with your own self and uncover what it is that feels like this season's of life, mission or purpose. Like, what is it that you are called to do? I mean, most men have challenged just sitting on a fucking park bench with no distraction, no inputs, no podcast, no audiobook, no phone, no nothing, and being with their thoughts. And that would be my first thing to call you towards. It's like, sit down, rest, let your body settle, let the distraction go, get away from any input and stimulation, and just be with what is there. Because that alone, like most of us are just constantly on it 24/7. And we don't sit with ourselves and notice like, oh, fuck, I feel tired. Oh, fuck, I feel exhausted. Oh, fuck, I feel burnt out. I don't know if I can do this anymore. And that was a realization for the way in which I was working personally. And I had to start turning myself towards self-care. And honestly, like the recovery from burnout for me was a couple of years of like really slow work and actually being okay with revenue declining a little bit to like recover and regenerate and rejuvenate, because I was so fueled by this part of me that like needed this validation in the world. And like this is a journey for a lot of men, and letting that go and healing that part of myself and knowing like now, like this is my art. You know, I'm not doing this for the praise or the recognition. I'm not impacted by the criticism or judgment. I'm simply here painting my art. And some people are going to fucking love my art. Some people are going to fucking hate my art, you know, and I don't give a fuck either way. I'm not impacted by the love. I'm not impacted by the hate. I'm just simply like neutrally expressive in my art in the world and making that my fucking mission. Number two would be for you to trust the impulse and intuition that comes forward. I think so many of us like have this idea of a business that we want to build and it feels like exciting momentarily. And then we might put some ideas down on paper and then it gets sticky and uncomfortable. And then we stop generating leads and making sales in our current pursuit. And then we revert back to what we know, the known reality, the safety zone, the comfort zone. And a bed of nails eventually becomes comfortable if you lie in it long enough. And you have to trust the impulse and the intuition of like the evolution. Like trust what comes to the surface. You don't have to act on it right now. But I think this like pendulum swing for people, it's like, oh, this is very clear. This is very clear. Oh shit, this is scary. And they head back to this known reality. And we've got to stop the pendulum swing. And we've got to like really sit with the intuition and impulse and like slow it down. Like, is this aligned? Is this true? Is this what I want? Is this how I go moving forward? I think number 3 would be to think about how you want to live your day. Like not a perfect day, like a mundane day. I know Frank Kern many years ago did like the perfect day exercise. Like how would you live the perfect day every single day? And I think that's a great exercise to do. And I certainly did it myself and it's very valuable. But I think it would be like, how would you want to live the average day? What would the mundane day look like? You know, what would the boring day look like? And I think if you can like fall in love with the mundane of life, you know, wake up, go to the gym, go to work, love your family, connect with your wife, your partner, whatever it is. There's like a lot of magic in that. Can you make your daily mundane life artful? Can you live in a way that you just like live in expression every day, even in the simplest of days? Like how can you find joy in the simple days? And really get clear on that. Like what would you do? On an average day, what would you do? Like if you could live the average same day every day, what would that look like? How many hours would you work? Where would you work? Would you have an office? Would you not? Would you work from a coffee shop? Would you not? Like, I have an office, but I love the flexibility of working from coffee shops. It lights me up to be able to like have the freedom to move around environments. Like I like to be in different environments. And that's something that's super important to me. So I wouldn't want to build a business without having to do that. I don't necessarily want to have a corporate business where I have staff meetings and I've got a bunch of people that I've got to be responsible to. All my team are virtual. I like that because I can do a meeting and then I can get out of there and I can be on my own. And I kind of like that way of working. And then number 4 would say like, what feels purposeful to you? Like what feels like I could do this. This is mission. This is what I was put on this planet to do. This is what I'm called to do with my life. And I think about this as like a messenger, right? Like you are a messenger. Like what is the message inside of your heart? And like, how do you share that with the world? I remember a quote many years ago, like, don't let the library die inside of you. And I think it's so important that your heart's purpose, your heart's call, and your heart's mission is really shared with the world. And we have an ability to do this like tenfold now. We can create content that is just truly aligned for you. Like when I create videos like this, I rock up with an idea and I just share what's on my heart. Is it the best way? Could I be more viral? Could I create structure around stuff? Maybe. But I think part of the value of what I do is like I share a message that's important to me. Whether that gets 100 views, 1,000 views, 272 views, I don't care. As long as the people who are watching it are consuming it with value and they resonate and vibe with me. This is not a game of infinite scale. This is a game of small impact. Like how can I create a small impact to a number of people that then can create the ripple into the outer world? So hopefully this was helpful. Journey from hustler to leader is going to be one that gets you out of this making money at all costs and into this place of living a purposeful life whilst creating impact in the world and prioritizing the things outside of your business as opposed to just your business, which I know a lot of men do because we get value from our ability to provide in this world. And actually today in the modern world, we want to get value from all of the qualities that we have within us, our presence, our depth, our awareness, our vessel, our ability to just be fucking grounded in this world is fucking valuable in and of itself. So if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment below, let me know your thoughts. In the description, there is a link to join my free community. My Instagram is there. Go ahead, connect with me over there. That would be great. And thank you for listening. Catch you soon. Peace.